Focus on the fundamentals, the secret to becoming excellent in your field. This video here talks about why you should master the fundamentals of what you do rather than jumping into the high level tactics and strategies straight away. Hi, I'm Sam. I'm the co-founder of Kingdom Impact Lab along with my wife Tatoon, and we are trying to help people in their lives and in particular in their business and finances how to pursue Christ-likeness in everything that they do. The reason for this is because the world and culture that we live in is transactional by nature, which means most things in the workforce, marketplace, business world and culture are dominated by things like money, which then have the top-down approach of it basically treats individuals as commodities and cost per hour rather than individual humans created in the image of God. And the solution to this is to proactively pursue Christ-likeness in what you do in your day-to-day lives rather than just reacting and allowing the worldly influences to negatively influence you on a subconscious level. And the framework that we apply is called the LIGHT framework, which stands for the pursuit of love, integrity, generosity, humble service, and transformative excellence in everything that you do, with the goal of light influencing your moment-to-moment decisions. And in this video series here, we are exploring practical ways that you can apply transformative excellence in your ability, character, and integrity in everything that you do in your day-to-day life and in your business. Very long introduction. So, I'm only human. I'm trying my hardest to get better at what I do. So, hey, why you should master the fundamentals of your craft. So this is something that I came across several years back, probably 6 years back now, when I was working with a basketball coach, and he wanted to build a basketball curriculum so he could help and teach young athletes to become, well, it's not just focusing on becoming the best physical player. We actually created a course and a whole framework and a whole model based around it, which we call the PMET formula, which stood for physical, mental, emotional development of the player, which is the whole holistic development of the player. And the whole ethos of what this basketball coach used to talk about and teach was to focus on, you have to master the fundamentals. And there was countless examples of the likes of Michael Jordan and Kobe Bryant, where they used to just stand there and practice the most basic moves and most basic shots and all these things over and over and over again until they could do it in their sleep. And that was very contradictory to what the perception is of people that watch them, where they go and watch these amazing athletes and how talented they are doing these complex moves and all of these things, and so the young people naturally saw the glamorous side of it and they just wanted to imitate. And my job while working with this basketball coach was to try to change that perception, because the reality is that it's the thousands and thousands of hours behind closed doors that these basketball stars and every other sports person as well was focusing on these fundamentals over and over and over again until it was so routine they could do it in the sleep. When you master the fundamentals, that's when you can add the more complicated things on top. So if you want to become excellent in what you do, in your area of whatever it is that you're doing, is you have to master the fundamentals of your craft. So if you're in sales, for example, and you're taking sales course, well, you have to look at what are the fundamentals in having a call with someone. Well, you need to build rapport. You need to be able to communicate with them in an honest way, in an ethical way that helps solve a problem they're currently doing. The sales call would have a specific format and structure, and well, your job is to basically get the repetitions in and to do the basic things over and over again until they just become an automatic habit. Now, for example, with me and recording videos, so for me, I set myself a personal target of just recording 100 videos, just simply to start off with, knowing that not many people are going to be watching, if anyone's watching, and it doesn't bother me. It's, as an introvert, recording videos does not come easy to me. It goes against it's a skill that I actively have to learn. It doesn't come naturally to me, and my reasoning here is that I just need to get the reps in to master the fundamentals of actually sitting down, getting the topic I'm going to talk about, knowing the reason why I'm recording the videos and what the purpose of the videos are for me and for anyone that's watching. And it's just simply going through and doing it again and again and again and again. And one thing that I've noticed, and most certainly I'm going to be doing, is all of these videos that I'm recording now, most likely at some point in the future, the ones which resonate more directly with my framework, the community I'm building and the direction the business is taking, I will 100% re-record the videos, but with a different title and a different perspective and whatnot. Because every time you record a video, if you operate in the way that I operate, where I don't have notes or a structure intentionally, like Jordan Peterson does in his lectures, because I want to talk through the idea and concept to deepen my own understanding. I want to apply the concept of teach to learn, because it directly complements what I also do as well. Is that one of my gifts is the pursuit of knowledge and learning and studying things, and so my principle there is I'm learning to teach, but I'm teaching to learn, kind of thing. And so that's the reason behind these videos. And so the more times I'm talking about a different topic, the more different perspectives I get to look at it, the more different angles, ideas, components I get to explore while talking through it on a video, and actually having the accountability of I've got to keep talking and exploring it and stay somewhat on topic with what the title of the video is, the deeper it is with my own understanding. And that's another example of mastering the fundamentals, because for me it's mastering the fundamental core principles of the concepts that I'm trying to teach. The fact of the matter is that if you want to become excellent, there's no shortcuts. I've learned this the hard way, because there's certain things that I do not like to do. There's certain things which stress me out a lot, and that is things like social media, because I don't use any social media at all other than LinkedIn. And using LinkedIn, it overwhelms me with everything that's on there, and it stresses me out. But for the last month or so, I've been on LinkedIn spending quite a lot of my time on there to create some basic version of a system that we can use in order to make meaningful connections, then have conversations with everyone, and then develop meaningful conversations with people on LinkedIn, and then actually serve them. Well, in the past, I was stressed out and didn't want to do it because it aligns with one of my weaknesses, and so I tried to get a team to do it for me. Well, the team couldn't do it for me in the way that I wanted them to, which caused a whole bunch of other problems afterwards, while costing me a lot of money in the process of doing it. Whereas this time I've actually gone through, rolled my sleeves up to some degree and dipped my toes in the water, and I've come up with a little system which I know is kind of working for what I'm doing at the moment. And now I'm in a position where I can try to systematise this and get my team member Barbara to help me execute it, so I can then focus my limited time on doing more important things. I had to actually go in there and do it first before asking Barbara to help me with it, so I could figure out the way that I wanted to do it myself. And now, because I've done it myself, I'm more intimately so intimately involved with what this process is, because it's the process that I'm doing, and I'm just getting Barbara to repeat the system that I've been working on and trying to build myself for the last month or so. Before, I didn't. I tried to take a shortcut and say, here's some money, do it for me. It didn't end well. So, master the fundamentals. Yes, you might have to do things that you don't want to do. That's a normal thing to start off with. But this is the process that I've learned after, investing 10 years into studying and trying to be in copywriting business and trying to build myself up, which involved hitting my financial targets as a freelancer, having a marketing agency, which for 3 years, which ultimately failed and ended, and now being on my second business and working with a lot of clients. And this is the insight that I've kind of learned from all of that experience while investing heavily, probably $100,000 or so into my own personal education, into things like from courses, books, coaching, all of these different things. And here's what I've learned from it all. You have to go, at the start, you have to go and do it yourself until you've kind of figured it out. When you've kind of figured it out to 80% of the level that you want it to be operating at, you can then get someone in to continue the system for you, and then you will manage that person executing the system that you've developed. And then you go on to focus on something else. And when you go on and you do that and you get your hands dirty and you learn the hard way how to do it, and then when you've got the second part up to about 80%, you can then get someone in to take over on that, and then you can move on to something else. And what you'll find is you're going to find that there's certain things in your business which only you can do as the founder, the visionary, the CEO, whatever it is that you call yourself, only you can do. And this is where you are uniquely suited in this situation. And then eventually you're going to be building these systems to a functional level where you can get other people to manage them. So then you can focus on doing the things only you can do. And then you do this long enough, and what's going to happen is you keep getting higher and higher and higher and higher and up. So you're focusing on doing tasks which have more sort of responsibility and impact of what they do, and then you're getting more and more people to do the tasks that you used to do as you climb higher and higher and higher. I hope that makes sense, but the essence of this is you have to master the fundamentals and the basics first by going out, rolling your sleeves up and doing it before you can get someone else to do it for you. And that's all I've got for you. See you next time.